Hello family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, y'all know my team played today, so of course I have to sit there and watch the rest of the game since I'm in Colombia. If I wasn't in Colombia, I would be at the stadium in Atlanta watching that game, but I'm in Colombia, so of course I have to watch the game online. Guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for liking and sharing the content. I'm just a 52-year-old man that makes video about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. So do not use this as financial advice. If you do, you do it at your own free risk, like as I like to say. Okay guys, so I'm going to try to make the video quick today, so let's just get down to it. Guys, as you can see today, the heat map looks beautiful. Now, you know, it seems like every week we get this, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the things start to go down, and then it peaks back up the next week. So I'm not going to get too excited, but as you can see, a lot of companies that we invest in are in the green, and this is how we like it. Airbnb, Netflix, ADP, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, JP Morgan Chase, Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, all these guys are in the green today. Now Oracle is in the red, okay, but you know what, Oracle is not a big part of my portfolio, so I don't really, you know, it doesn't really matter if it do good or bad today. It don't really affect me at all. Okay guys, so let's take a look at the crypto market real quick and see where we are. Okay, now Bitcoin is continuing to hold his position as the #1 crypto coin in the world. Okay, now as you can see, Bitcoin is at $108,000. That is amazing. Okay, Ethereum has been pushing up, but it's still #2 at 2,600. Now there are some other coins that have value more than Ethereum, right? But that's not the point today. Okay, now as you can see, right, my favorite token that I talk about all the time, right, this is what's going to make me a crypto millionaire, is Shiba Inu. Okay, now Shiba is down for the last 7 days, but it's back up today at what, 0.22%. Okay, so if you decide you want to invest in crypto, that's why I put these things out here. You can look and do your own you know, investigation and decide what you're going to invest in. Okay guys, so let's get to the main portfolio over here. As you can see, during the day we were up $20, and then after hours we're up another $3. So that is good for the portfolio. Guys, this is my smallest portfolio that I have, okay, that I actually track on this channel. Okay, we were at $1,000. I put $500 into the portfolio, and now we are $1,500, almost at $1,600. Now of course this portfolio at one point used to have over $50,000 in it, but I had to transfer everything over to Fidelity because of margins. I didn't want to have margins in all of my portfolio, so I had to transfer this portfolio and the other portfolio into Fidelity to have all of my margins just on one account. Now of course I have learned a lot more from being a margin investor, so of course at some point maybe I will add margin back to this portfolio, but for now I like it as it is, as I continue to grow this portfolio a little bit at the time. Okay, of course I don't have a lot of time, right? I don't have a lot of time, but we're gonna grow this portfolio. Now I did purchase some stuff in this portfolio today, $1.95 today. I did purchase some stuff in this portfolio. What was it that I buy today? S something with an S. What did I buy today? It's somewhere down here. It wasn't that. It wasn't SPYT. It wasn't that. It was something else that I bought that started with an S. But like I said, we just growing the portfolio. Okay, so I bought some SHLD. Okay, this is what I bought today. I just added another $1 or something to this position. As you can see, my average cost is $56 compared to the actual cost of $59.85. So I am doing good and buying at a lower rate. Okay, I'm trying to build my position to get 1 share in this stuff here, so hopefully I'll get that done in the next upcoming weeks. Okay. Now we do have dividend coming into this portfolio on Friday. I have no idea what's coming in, but we got some money coming into these portfolios on Friday. Now my second portfolio, also I move a lot of money from this portfolio. Sorry, I tried to move my leg. I move a lot of money from this portfolio into my Fidelity portfolio also, right? Over $100,000 that was moved from this portfolio into the other portfolio. Now this portfolio here, believe it or not, I started this portfolio from a little or nothing, right? To pay my car payment. Now the reason why I moved this portfolio over, because of margin. Okay, I was getting too many margin calls, and it was just easy to just manage all of my margins position under one umbrella. So I transferred everything over to Fidelity and then had to start over from scratch. Create a new account and start putting money in there. Now the primary reason I set up this account was basically to pay for my car payment. That was it. Pay for my car payment and insurance. Okay, right now this portfolio generates enough money to pay for my car payment, even though I have a car sitting in the US that I drive barely except when I'm there. But the portfolio generates enough money if I'm not reinvesting to cover my car payment. Okay, so but for now I pull money from my Fidelity account to cover my car payment. Most of the time I just add it up and to make sure it covers the car payment. And I didn't invest nothing into the portfolio this week. I do have $3.70 sitting there. Well, of course, you guys know I cannot do fractional share in here. So, I have been thinking about moving everything out of this portfolio into my Robinhood portfolio, or have a second, use another Fidelity account for this. But the reason I keep this here, because for me to be able to show it to you guys, because if I move into Fidelity, you guys are never going to see this again. You're just going to hear me talking about it with screenshots. So that's why you guys, I keep this portfolio here for you guys so you can see. But I think because I cannot do fractional investment, is for me, it's a little bit mentally, it kind of keep me from adding more funds to my portfolio, because I would have to buy everything in there, and if I got $1, I have to sit there until I can match it up. So I keep telling you guys at Charles Schwab to start fractional share. Okay, drip buying, that's not technically, it's not fractional share. Okay, that's just drip. So you guys need to come up with a different idea or something else to where we can buy fractional share. I keep telling y'all, if you ever decide to move on the fractional share road, you guys can get a lot more smaller investors because of fractional share. People can put money to work and buy positions on a dollar at a time. I mean, if you make it $2 or $3, $5 minimum, people will still do that, right? Because I can buy something at a $5 minimum, or $2 minimum, or whatever, instead of I can just throw $3 into my portfolio and I can buy something, instead of having to have a full position, to buy something, which I don't like. Okay, now I can buy AIYY, right? But at some point, you guys know I need to maximize some money into this to close this position right here. At some point, I need to throw maybe $1,000 into AIYY and then sell out of it. That's it. That would be enough to bring it back to green, I believe, and then sell out of it, right? And don't have to worry about that no more, and just put my money into something else. But that's a work in progress. Okay, guys. Now, I said this is going to be a quick video today, and I'm rushing to this stuff. Okay, I didn't update this, and today we did generate. How would I say that? That's not a generation. Not a generation. Today we had a growth into the portfolio of $8,000+, right? That means, all that means is positions that we own in the portfolio, right, went up in price value. Okay, we didn't have to buy nothing, we didn't have to sell nothing. It's just a plain growth from the actual shares that we own went up in value. Okay, now I've been going back and forward if I need to do this or just wait. Now this is my Fidelity account, I'll show you guys right here. So this is directly coming from my Fidelity account, and the estimate right now for this month is about $34,760.06. This is the estimated income from my Fidelity portfolio. Now, with that said, I do have my other two portfolios that generate income, right? Not a lot, but they do generate income. Okay. Now, I said this the other day, I'm trying to get my portfolio back over 50%. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get my portfolio back over 50%. So half of the money in my portfolio is mine, and half of the money in the portfolio it belongs to Fidelity. But right now my portfolio is not at 50%. It is at 40 something percent, right? So that means I am down. Well, not technically not down, but I have 5% more money borrowed in my portfolio than I would like to have. Okay. Of course, the goal is to get back to 100%, but as I continue to improve my understanding of margins and knowing how to invest in margins, I might never get back to 90%. I might get, have maybe 20% or 30% in margins, or have more money available, so whenever the market take a dump, I can buy more positions. Okay, so that is the goal going forward, even though I'm trying to get to $60,000 a month in income, right? And we get to 45,000, and then of course stuff drop back to 30-something thousand, but it's still a lot of money generating every single month. Okay, now as you can see, the income did go down, right, across the portfolio, which is cool. I expected that, because last month we have 5 pay days in last month as far as my position goes, and this month we only have 4. And right now we made $14,000 the first week, and then we made what, 3,000 something this past Friday. I might be wrong, but like I said, I try to remember all the stuff like that. So we were under that 20,000 mark that I was hoping we were going to be. Now this week is the week that Palantir's PLTY pays. Okay, now I have PLTY in my retirement portfolio that I put all the money, not all the money, but I put 60,000, I believe, at the time in there, or 59,000. Right now it at 69,000. So the portfolio actually went up almost $10,000 in value, right? Just from that one position. Now I need $60,000 out of that to pay the balance on this property that I'm buying in Colombia. Okay, so I'm waiting to see how much dividend they're going to pay. Now, the thing that bothers me the most is the recovery time, right? Now, with all the wars and stuff going on right now, and a lot of intelligence and stuff is needed, Palantir is shooting to the moon. And PLTY do options, offer synthetic options of PLTR, which is Palantir. Okay, I hope the Palantir, PLTY, whatever. It's 2 different positions. One is an ETF and one is an actual stock. Okay, but as you guys know, I do believe in PLTY, so I have a chunk of money in there. The only difference, like I said, is the recovery time. Now I can say, you know what, I'm going to wait until Wednesday. Now by Wednesday, if the position continue to go up in value, do I sell? No, I won't sell. Or I can sell and don't get the dividend. But let's say my position go up in value and it stopped to $78,000, and then they come out and pay $8 in dividend, or even $10 in dividend. That's a huge dividend. Okay, so that would give me a lot, right, in my retirement account. That would give me a big chunk of money. That would give me almost $10,000 in dividend. Okay, guys, I know I'm saying that I'm laughing, but in that case, should I take profits or collect my $10,000 and give it a couple of weeks for it to get back up? Okay, You know, so I would just collect my 10,000 in dividend. If it pays $10, I don't know what is last month it paid $7. I don't know what it's gonna pay. I'm just throwing that number out there. It's possible. Okay, so if it pays that, then of course I'm just gonna collect the dividend. If the price drop, okay, that's fine, and wait another week or two, and the price gonna come back to normal or close enough to where my portfolio gonna go from 60 to about 70, almost $80,000. Okay, in that other portfolio, to where I can still sell the $60,000, right, that I need, and have 20 grand just sitting there to where I can reinvest back into this stuff and just make my money off of that. Okay, and continue to grow my retirement portfolio because I'm buying another property from my retirement, right? Guys, this is crazy. Okay, this is crazy, but it's possible. And of course, I don't want to make the video too long. So, you know, let's get to this right here, right now. So the income right now, come on, load up. The income right now dropped from 39,000 to the low 35, which is for now for this month. The average is 39, but that's for all the other months that, you know, July, August, September, whatever, right? But for now, it's at 35K. I still think that's a lot. There's a possibility that we might be able to go over 35K, but I would not know that until after this week, right? Whatever income is going to come into the portfolio, because the last time they were saying 39,000, we end up making $4,000, $5,000 more, because we end up with $44,000 last month, and this machine was telling me, this tool was telling me we were going to generate $39,000. So, I mean, for me, it's very, very much motivating to see, because like I said, I look at this thing, right, tell me, okay, this is what we're going to get paid. Okay, fine, I'm cool with that, right? So if we're making more money than what the tool is telling me, I'm still happy with that, because this is just a tool that look at estimate, and it collect the income from previous month and do its estimate and give you an estimate based on what you're going to receive. So that's all it is, right? So in the meantime, I'm still happy because it's telling me I'm going to get $35,000, right? We already made 15 and 3 something, right? So that's almost $18,000, right, that we made. So it's amazing how we came so close to generating $18,000 between those 2 months, okay? Because I'm looking at information now, pull it up. We did $3,949.92, okay? We just about $50 more away, $50+ away from getting to 4,000, which would have gotten us to $18,000. That's $200 short, right? $2,000 short of 20 grand. Okay, so by the time we get paid this week, like I said, I don't know what we're gonna get paid until Wednesday. I'll have an idea, but still, it's still a lot of money coming into the portfolio, guys. Like I say, this is stuff you can put, you know, go to sleep, and then when you wake up, you see money coming in. Okay, that's it. You go to sleep, you wake up, money coming in. People say, how do you do it? How do you do it? Guys, it's very simple. Okay, it is very simple. I talk about that in our yesterday's video, right? JEP, JEPQ, those are some of the examples I gave. SHD, right? And I also talk about the, you know, dividend kings and dividend aristocrats. Those are not higher yield products, but they get your feet wet. You can start buying those 15, 20 positions. You can start buying those as you get more comfortable. Then you can go more riskier if you want to. That's your choice. That had nothing to do with me. That's your choice, okay? Right now, as you can see, my 5-year goal, we're still beating that goal, right? In the next 5 years, well, actually 4 years, when I retire at 2028, 2028, when I actually retire at 2028, right? I want to have at least a portfolio value around 2 million. Now, from this right here is saying my portfolio is going to be 3 million. So I take that as we are on track to crush that, which is great, because this is just growing the portfolio, growing the income, and then I'm diversifying, okay? So once we get to that 2 million mark, of course, that other million plus that's going to come in, going to be diversified into safer positions, guys. You know, if I'm going to put maybe 2 or 300,000 JEP, 2 or 300 JEP Qs, right? SGHD maybe throw another 3 or 400,000 in there, right? And just collect some serious money. Now, of course, I got a bunch of other positions, so I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'm not telling you to go buy this. This is just me talking about what I'm going to do with my money. Okay, guys? As you can see, in the next 5 years, we're looking at $1.8 million of income every month, every year. That is crazy. $1.8 million every year from just dividend investing. Guys, you know, the big boys, right, they make millions and millions of dollars from dividend investing. Okay, because they got millions and millions of dollars invested into different things that pay them quarterly, monthly, you know, semi-annually, and now we got weeklies. So for the newer coming investors, there's so much option. Sometimes I feel bad for you guys because there's so much option that you can just go down the rabbit hole and go the wrong way. Okay, so just continue to invest. Start little, start with $100 and go from there. Believe you me, you're gonna get there eventually. Okay, whatever your goals are. Okay, I remember when I was getting 5 cents. Even I do that now, and I even like remember I still get 1 penny, 2 penny every single week from my investments that I have right here. Okay, I showed this to you guys. Okay, so you guys see that, right? Like my last week, I got $4.44 from Robinhood. This past week, I got $2.95 from Robinhood. Okay. And this coming week, I have no idea what I'm going to get from Robinhood. Maybe I might get $1, 2 or 3. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still investing. Okay? I'm still investing. I'm not quitting. Okay? I'm still investing. Eventually, this portfolio will be back to where it was, right? Where it was paying my daughter tuition. Why I didn't have to take money out of my pocket. Because that's the reason I created this portfolio, to pay her tuition. So she don't have to say, Daddy, you know, tuition is due next week. Okay, no worries, we got it taken care of, right? And that's it. And once she finished school, the money's still gonna be there. Now it's my money, okay? Instead of me just taking $20-something thousand a year and giving it to the school and get nothing back in return. No, I put that money in here, it generates income, I pay the tuition, I put the rest back, and it continues to grow, okay? Of course, now it's smaller, right? But when I started this before, it was bigger. But it's going to get back to where it was. Okay, guys? So remember, this is not financial advice. Invest in your financial future because this is good for you and your family. Okay? I'm doing this for me and my family. And if I decided, you know what, I'm going to quit work today and sell everything I have in the U.S. and put that into my dividend portfolio, guys, my income will double. Okay? I will pass that $60K a month. Right? And of course, I will have more money to pay back my margins because I have more cash in my portfolio. And of course, I won't have the U.S. expenses, like spending almost $4,000 a month on mortgage payments and insurance and on other properties, dealing with tenants and all that stuff. I can just put my money in here and collect my money every month, and I don't have to deal with tenants. Okay? I'm not saying nobody rent a property. I got rental property, but it can be a pain in the butt for you guys who have rental property. Okay, so remember to invest in your future, and we're gonna do this more, guys. You know, Chelsea won today, so I'm happy. I got my jersey on. I'm sorry I started the video late, but you guys know we gotta do what we gotta do to make sure we have our peace. And Chelsea, believe it or not, do give me peace, even though sometimes these guys stress me the hell out. More than me putting money into the market, believe it or not. But thanks again for watching. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I love you guys. Peace out.